Hey guys, and welcome back to Minute Watch, and today we're going to be looking at a Seiko SARB033. I believe this is also called, no, not called, I believe this is part of the Seiko Spirit line, but I can't verify that anywhere, so if anybody actually knows if it's part of the Spirit line, let me know. I even see some places advertising this as under the Presage line, but I don't know. I don't know. So we're just to call it the Seiko SARB033. This is a Japan model watch. It is a Japan domestic model item, and it is not sold in the United States or Europe, or maybe it's sold in other places in Asia, but it's mostly Japan. And I had this actually imported to me, and I was very excited about this. I was studying this watch for a good 6 months. I like to look at watches for a good long time before I make a purchase, you know, because I don't want to get something that I'm gonna feel like is rubbish or is not up to my expectations. But you know, every now and then things go awry, and this watch is one of them. You heard my knuckle crack just now? Back. This watch is one of them. Not super stoked on this watch, and I'll tell you why in just a bit. It was about $400, and like I said, I had it imported from Japan, and I actually got it through a seller on Amazon, a Japan seller on Amazon. So it went to them, and then it came to me. It took about maybe 2 weeks to get this watch, so not too bad. I don't even think it took 2 weeks. I think it took about maybe a week and a half, so it wasn't that bad at all. This watch is made in Japan. The movement is made in Japan. It's actually a very well made watch. It's definitely a higher line than Seiko 5s. As you can see, you can see the dressing on the case. The top parts of the lugs are brushed very nicely, and then they got the polished side of the case. This watch is a fingerprint monster, so I'm gonna be wiping it quite frequently. There you can see the little touches, the little what do you call that? Little grooves, engraving or whatever, embossing. Nice little touches, even on the bezel. It's not just straightly cut. There's a couple of different angles, and the crown has a nice, oops, a little bit shaky. Crown has a nice little S for super awesome, or Seiko, depending on what you want to do. Top glass is crystal, and I just made a big old smudgy smudge on it. Gonna wipe it with my Costco little rag here. So good. Let me get a close up here. The movement is actually pretty good. It uses Seiko's 6R15 movement, and it's definitely a much better movement than Seiko 5s, the ones that come in Seiko 5s. This movement is hackable, meaning you can pull out the crown and stop the second hand like so much butter. There, put it back in. Notice it's not a wind screw down crown, so it doesn't have really good water resistance. It is a windable watch, so you can wind it up when it's not working, you know, after a while. Just give it a nice wind till it works, and then shake it up after that. I personally do not wind my watches up all the way. I just wind it up till they're good, and then I wear them about. Pretty standard watch. It's not a very complicated watch. It's not a very flashy watch, and that's what I wanted. I wanted something that was just, you know, just nice and, you know, it's kind of low key, but a watch enthusiast would know exactly what I'm wearing. You know, they'd be like, oh my god, is that the SARB033? Hasn't happened yet. I don't anticipate it will happen. More people notice my cheap watches than anything else, you know? It's like, the hell, you know, I wear something that's really expensive and nobody notices, but I wear a $50 Seiko and somebody be like, oh my god, that watch is so good. Okay. Let's see. The bracelet. This has a proper bracelet. It's very nicely brushed. Come on, camera. Get to the focus. Is it focused? Is the brushing that good? Okay. It's got a nice brushed surface. The sides of the links are polished, like so. Just let's give it a wipe of wipery, shall we? Just a wipe of wipery. There you go. And they are polished kind of over to the top edges of the bracelet. I don't know if you can see it. Okay. Can you see it? They're polished just a little bit over the edge. That is a really nice touch. I really appreciate that. However, I know that that's gonna get all kinds of scratched, but that's alright. Watches are made to be worn, and they get messed up. Typical Seiko fanfare on the top of the clasp. The folding mechanism is brushed beautifully, and it is a proper bracelet. And let's just take off the micro adjuster, shall we? If I could find my tools. Pardon me while I walk away from the camera, and while I walk away and look for those tools, I will tell you that I've timed this watch's power reserve at 49 hours, and which is within spec. Some people say they get like about 44, 45, but I've actually timed mine to 49 hours, so it's within spec. A lot of places will show that it's about 50. Actually, the specs show that it's 50. I don't even know why I said that. Here we go. Sorry for the delay. That was just terribly unprepared of me. And I will just take it. Oh no! Is it too big for the movie? Aww. I apologize for this technical difficulties, as I am a complete moron. This is the right one. There you go. That was so much better. Okay. And the reason I'm doing this is because... Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. And I'll give a little wipes here. First of all, solid end links, which is very good. It's going to stop it from moving around and stuff. And the movement is dressed pretty good. You know, it's not crazy dressed. It's got some nice little touches there. There's polished edges around some of the plates, and looks like a machined process as well. And the rotor got the Geneva striping on it, and not an ugly movement. Not an ugly movement. Not a beautiful movement, mind you, but not an ugly movement. I don't consider this a beautiful movement. Beautifully dressed movement anyway. The movement itself is great. The actual movement itself is beautiful. It's water resistant to 10 atmospheres, which means 10 bar or 100 meters. And in case you didn't know, that does not mean that it can go down to 100 meters. That just means the air pressure, its air pressure rating. So 100 meters means you can probably go swimming with this watch and it'll be fine for a while. Although I would not do any extended swimming. I actually will never know, because I am never going to take this watch into the water. Never ever am I going to take this watch into the water. Actually, I don't take any watch into the water except for my G-Shocks, because that's just how I am. I like to take care of even my Seiko 5s. I beat them up, but I also take really good care of them. Okay. Let's look at the watch dimensiones here. Let's get rid of these things here. And let's find the caliper of justice. Dun, dun, dun. And turn it on, and we're gonna zero it out. Let's move the rocks of healing, or whatever, hippie rocks, and measure the case to the crown. Oh yes, changing it up. Measuring it to the crown. What's he gonna do next? He's crazy. Case to the crown is about, let me just do that again so you can actually see. A little over 40 millimeters. So, you know, not a very big watch. So I'm gonna try to get the approximation of the case itself. Now this is listed as a 38 millimeter case. And you can't even see. You can't even see. You can't even see. I'm just gonna do this really slowly and gently, like so much. Okay, you know what? You're just gonna have to trust me. I'm gonna measure it, and then I'm gonna pull it away, and I'm gonna. I moved it just a little bit enough so I can pull it away. Let's see, 38 millimeters. This is a legit 38 millimeter case, no doubt, no question about it. Okay. Oh, look at that! It went to the thing again. I don't know why I did that. I'm gonna measure it again just because it got all weirding on me. Just wanna make sure. Oh, probably scratched it. Yeah. Okay. So that's that. I just pulled it out. I opened it up a little bit. So let's look at that. Oh, it's just. Anyway, here's to the lug width. Can you see it? Can you see it? There you go. Lug width is going to be 20 millimeters. And the case width, well, I'll just make sure it hasn't gotten all wacky. Okay. The case width will now be about 11.5 millimeters. Okay, so not a very huge watch. And let's check out the Lume action on here. And where is the epic light of doom? I don't know where that thing is. Am I gonna have to walk away from the camera yet again? Oh goodness! I thought I was ready for this thing. I do apologize for this. I'm gonna walk away. I'm gonna walk away from the thing. There it is. I was repairing something far away. And here we go. So I'm gonna just set this up here while I change the ISO setting to 1600 again to better reflect what I'm actually seeing with my eyes. And I'm gonna turn off every light one at a time because my laptop is on. And we're just gonna give it a few more seconds of burst. And boom! Alright, there's the Lume. Not a whole lot going on there, as there is not a whole lot of surface area. And it's got that old school look to it. So, you know, it'll work. It'll do okay. In very, very, very dark lighting, it'll work. So, let's just turn back this light on here. Oh, maybe I'll just leave this one light on with this ISO setting. It's gonna be a little bit grainy though. Kind of like it. It's a little bit old school looking. But let's just turn all these lights on, and then I like to have all lights on so there's more angles. And then we'll take it back down to 200. 200 gives it a nice, clearer picture. All right, so I'm gonna put it on now, and I have the tiny little wrist, or like, I don't know, it's like a girl's wrist. So my wrist is about 6.5, 6.8, depending on the day, time, what I'm wearing, who's on first, what I ate, etc. Solar flares. But there you have it. It looks really good on the wrist. There doesn't seem to be any anti-reflective coating on the sapphire crystal at the front. By the way, the crystal underneath is just a hard lux mineral crystal. But it looks pretty good. But there is a problem with this watch, and I will tell you what it is right now. In fact, I will show you if I can probably get it to be. I don't know if you're going to be able to see the problem. I think you might only be able to see it with your eyes, but especially because I can't really get close. Maybe you can see it. I don't know if you can see it, but the hands have these rough edges that really catch in certain light, and it's just like really these hands, you couldn't have like finished the hands a little bit better. I literally have $60 watches that have nicer finished hands. So it's like you spend all this money for this watch, and then you look at the hands, and it's like, it feels kind of cheap, you know? So it's just like, oh man, why? So I don't know if I'm gonna keep this thing. It's a nice watch. It has a great movement. It's got a proper bracelet. It's little things here and there. I really appreciate. But that one aspect of this watch really irks me. By the way, the dial turns brown, and has a shade of brown. See it when it's in bright light? I don't know if you can really see. It's very subtle. It works better in the sun, but it's reminiscent of the more elegant Grand Seikos, which have that. Which some of them have that feature. Okay, well I guess I don't know. I'll let it grow on me. I might be able to get over the fact that I spent $400 for a watch that has seemingly unfinished hands. Or maybe I'll mod the watch and put different ones on there. Who knows? But we'll see. I'll maybe update this review in a couple months and see if this watch grew on me or whatever. But that's my review, and thanks for watching.